Hello, dear students. Today I will describe a helium neon laser. The structure of helium neon laser, the energy level diagram of helium neon laser, and in short, I will discuss what are the application, uh, advantages, and disadvantages of helium neon laser. A helium neon laser is a type of gas laser whose gain medium consists of a mixture of 90% helium and 10% neon at a total pressure of about 1 torr inside a small electrical discharge tube. Nowadays, gas filled lasers are widely used. The gas laser uh, range from very low power to very high power lasers. High power gas lasers are widely used in industrial application. Uh, these lasers are divided into three types. First is molecular laser, second is neutral laser, and third is the ion laser. The energy level in gases are well defined, and pump levels are narrow. They can be excited by a source of a very sharp wavelength. Therefore, it is a problem to find such a source for pumping. Hence, in gas lasers, the atoms are excited by passing an electric discharge in the tube filled with the gas. The energy of the discharged electron is transferred by collision with atoms in the gas. The first gas filled laser was helium neon laser and was discovered by Ali Zawan and his associates in the year of 1961. Now, to describe the structure, energy levels, etc. Of helium neon laser, we share the screen. Yeah, already I discussed a helium neon laser is a type of gas laser whose gain medium consists of a mixture of 90% helium and 10% neon at a total pressure of about 1 torr inside of a small electrical discharge tube. First, I will discuss the structure of the helium neon laser. The gain medium of laser is a mixture uh, yeah, of helium and neon gases in approximately 9:1 ratio contained at low pressure in a long, narrow discharge tube made of glass. Here, this is a, in this diagram, this is a long discharge tube and it contains a mixture of helium and neon in approximately 9:1 ratio. The gas mixture is mostly helium, so that helium atoms can be excited. The excited helium atoms collide with the neon atoms, exciting some of them to the states that radiates 6328 angstrom or 632.8 nanometer. Without helium, the neon atoms would be excited mostly to lower excited states responsible for the null laser lines. A neon laser with no helium can be constructed, but it is much more difficult without this means of energy coupling. Therefore, helium neon uh, laser that has lost enough of its helium will be lost its laser functionality because the pumping efficiency will be too low. The energy or pump source of the laser is provided by a high voltage electrical discharge passed through the gas between electrodes within the tube. Here in this diagram, these are two electrodes. This is cathode and this is anode. Okay. A DC current of 3 to 20 milliampere is typically required for continuous wave operation. The optical cavity of the laser usually consists of two concave mirrors. Here in this diagram, there are two mirrors. This mirror is high reflector and this mirror is only 1% transmission, and this mirror is called output Koppler mirror. Here, one having very high, typically 99.9% reflectance, and the output Koppler mirror here, this output Koppler mirror allows approximately 1% transmission. Commercial helium neon lasers are relatively small devices among gas lasers, having cavity lengths usually ranging from 15 to 50 centimeter, but sometimes up to about 1 meter to achieve the highest powers. And the optical output power levels ranging from 0.5 to 50 milliwatt. The mechanism producing population inversion and light amplification in a helium neon laser originates with inelastic collision of energetic electrons with ground state helium atoms in the gas mixture. Now I will discuss the energy level diagram of helium neon laser. This is the energy levels in helium neon, right? As shown in the energy levels in a helium neon laser, these collisions excite helium atoms from the ground state to the higher energy excited states. Among them, the 2,3s1. Here in this diagram, this is 2,3s1, and this one is 2,1s0r long-lived metastable states, and the 5s2, here 5s2, and 4s2 levels of neon. Collisions between these helium metastable atoms and the ground state neon atoms result in a selective and efficient transfer of excitation energy from the helium to neon, right? Excitation energy transfer increases the population of the neon 4s2. Here is 4s2. And 5s2 levels manifold. When the population of these two upper levels exceeds that of the corresponding lower level, 3p4 P4, to which they are optically connected. The population inversion is present. The medium becomes capable of amplifying light in a narrow band at 1.15 micrometer, corresponding to 4s2 to 3p4, and in a narrow band at 632.8 nanometer, corresponding to the 5s2 to 3p4 transition. The 3p4 level is sufficiently uh, impeded by fast radiative decay to the 3s state. Here is the 3s state. In this energy level diagrams, this is the 3s state, eventually reaching the ground state, right? The remaining step is utilizing optical amplification to create an optical oscillator, is to place highly reflecting mirrors at each end of the amplifying medium, so that a wave in a particular spatial mode will be reflect back upon itself and gaining more power in each pass than is lost due to the transmission through the mirrors and diffraction. When these conditions are met for one or more longitudinal modes, then radiation in those modes will rapidly build up until gain saturation occurs, resulting in a stable continuous laser beam output through the front, typically 99% reflecting mirrors. Right now, question is, what is the characteristics of the helium neon laser? The helium neon laser is a relatively low power device with an output in the visible red portion of the spectrum. The most common wavelength produced by helium neon is 632.8 nanometer. Along the two power, this is the 1.152 micrometer and 3.391 micrometer infrared wavelengths can be produced if desired. Majority of helium neon lasers generate less than 10 milliwatt of power, but some can be obtained commercially with up to 50 milliwatt of power. For helium neon lasers, the typical laser tube is from 10 to 100 centimeter in length, and the lifetime of such a tube can be high as 20,000 hours. Now, I will discuss in short application of helium neon laser. Helium neon laser used in supermarket checkout counters to read barcodes and QR codes. Helium neon lasers used by newspapers for reproducing transmitted photographs. Helium neon lasers can be used as an alignment tool. Helium neon lasers used in guns for targeting. These are the main application of helium neon laser. Now, the question is, what are the advantages of helium neon laser? First is helium neon laser has very good coherence property. Second is laser tube has very small length, approximately from 10 to 100 centimeter, and best lifetime of 20,000 hours. And uh, the main advantages of the helium neon laser is the cost of helium neon laser is less from most of the other laser, uh, and the construction of uh, helium neon laser is also not very complex. Helium neon laser provides inherent safety due to the low power output. Now, the question is, what are the disadvantages of the helium neon laser? Helium neon laser is a relatively low power device, means its output power is low. Second is helium neon laser is low gain system device. And the third disadvantage is to obtain single wavelength laser light, the other two wavelengths of laser need suppression, which is done by many techniques and devices. So it requires extra technical skills and increases the cost also. Uh, Other demerits are a high voltage requirement can be considered it disadvantage, and spacing of the gas from laser plasma tube is also its disadvantages. These are the disadvantages of the helium neon laser. This is about the helium neon laser, and I stop here. Thank you.